call the commission meeting for Thursday, March 19th, 2026 to order. Would everyone please stand, and I'd like for Commissioner Neal to give us the invocation, and Commissioner Fields will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Bow with me, please. Father, we just thank you for this day. We thank you for the opportunity to serve this community. We thank you for all the people that work with this great organization. We just pray your blessings upon them and their families. We just ask you, Father, to put your hedge of protection around all of our first offenders and, Father, for all of our military serving around the world. We ask that you go with us, give us wisdom and discernment as we deliberate and consider the items before us today on this agenda. And Father, above all, we just lift you up. Thank you for your Son, Jesus. And it's in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We had two committee meetings yesterday. The first one was the Facilities Committee. At that committee, we found out that our water loss is only 9 to 10%, and that's pretty good for a system this size. We'd like for it to be maybe 5%, but as long as it's less than 15%, we're above average. So, I mean, we're below average, which is good. And since it's been dry, all of our wastewater plants have less flow going to them, but every one of them is well operated. And I just want to commend our operators out there. I know Kirk is here, and he's in charge of the wastewater. But I've had the chance to go visit a couple of plants recently, and there's so much enthusiasm out there for our employees. And that just makes my day to see the number of employees we have that's so enthusiastic about their work. I think they look forward when they wake up to come to work that day. And then some of them probably don't want to hurry up and go home in the evening. But we're very fortunate as an authority. Now, we had a Finance Committee also, and I'll ask Commissioner Cook to give a report on that, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, in the meeting yesterday, we went over the property and liability insurance renewals with Mr. McGinty, and good news, actually premiums are down. He's done a fine job of finding us the best rates we can. We also talked about the renewal of the annual software contract with Neptune 360, which has to do with our meters and our customers' ability to be able to access their information online. And we also recommended to surplus a very valuable piece of equipment that's a little bit more than 25 years old, a real gem for someone, I hope. We went through the financial statements for the month with Mr. Owens, and I want to thank the Finance Department, Mr. Owens, for their work there, presenting the information. And finally, we did the initial run through the proposed budget for the fiscal year 2027. Things are looking quite good. It's not a finished document yet. We're still in the works with that. It's a moving target here as we collect. So, but everything is very much in order. We went into some detail on that so that we would understand, exactly what different items are and what they're being used for. But overall, I think everything is very positive and looking very up. That's my report. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Now we'll move to staff recognition. We always appreciate this time to recognize our employees. So the first one is for Corey Kaysen. Corey?
Come on down. Right.
Yeah, somebody said, Corey, come on down.
That photo, Corey.
Did I see you yesterday?
Not yesterday.
Day before yesterday.
Okay. Corey Kaysen, wastewater operator, Class 3 license. Corey has been with the Joint Water and Sewer for a year and a half. He's a wastewater maintenance technician as well as a SCADA tech. to assist with all water, wastewater facilities, lift stations, and water sites. What do you like best about your work?
The versatility of it all. How everything we do literally goes into everybody's everyday life that they have no idea about.
Big operation too, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Going on. We appreciate what you do. Congratulations on this. I'm going to read the certificate. State of Georgia Board of Examiners for Certification of Water and Wastewater Treatment Plant Operators and Laboratory Analysts certifies that Corey Allen Kaysen, having given satisfactory evidence of the necessary qualifications required by the laws of the state of Georgia, has been duly certified as a wastewater operator class 3 in the state of Georgia. Signed by Margaret Doss, the 19th day of March 2026. Congratulations. You want to say something about him?
Corey's been a big asset to the company. He's shown a lot of aptitude toward the electrical and electronic aspect of it, which very important. Controls and keeping everything running is very important. So he's got aptitude when it comes to mechanical stuff all the way into the electronics. And we don't find that every day. And he seems to enjoy what he does. He keeps showing up, so we're glad that he does that. And obviously, he's demonstrated aptitude to go out and get his class 3 as we continue to cross-train individuals and get more individuals licensed up, which gives us greater flexibility. So we're very glad to have him on our team. David would be here, but David has some issues, so he wasn't able to attend, but his direct report is to David Graham. So glad to have him on our team.
Congratulations. We just want to encourage you to keep studying and
Yes, sir.
get the next one, like class 2.
Yes, sir.
Each one you become more and more valuable. Thank you very much.
When the chairman mentioned he was touring the plants the other day, we were walking around, so he asked me to snap this photo. This is from the top of one of the clarifiers. Corey was down in there cleaning that out, trying to get rags out the bottom of the suction arm. So he didn't know I was
Is that
taking
the one that's
photos.
dressed in white?
That's him. Yeah.
That was the same day, though.
So he enjoys the electrical side, but he gets a little dirty sometimes too. So
There's Corey in that picture.
Pretty hidden.
right in the middle.
There he is.
He had some comments about the dressed in white. Anyway, what we're having to do there, we're replacing all the clarifier mechanisms. And we're going to have a big number to give you all pretty soon. And Corey and his crew have to get down in there and clean it out for the contractor to see what he actually needs to do for the project. So we got 6 clarifiers. How many have we cleaned out so far?
So far, that was the third. That was number 3. And so we got that one cleaned out. I think it's scheduled to come back online, hopefully end of the week. And we'll take down the other 3 going on over the next 2 weeks.
Corey's a hard worker, and his family's going to be growing up to be hard workers. He's training them right.
That's my goal. Thank you, sir.
The Patriot Award, Mr. Randy Harden. Randy here? You can go ahead and stand up. How are you?
Just love
Been
to
touched
see you.
with. Nice to meet you.
My name is Randy Harden. I'm the state chair for employer support of the Guard and Reserve here in Georgia. What we do is pretty comprehensive, but one of the things that we do, and we're an office under what was formerly the Department of Defense, now the Department of War. One of the things that we do is to encourage our reserve component service members to nominate their employer or their first line supervisor for something called a Patriot Award. and that's why I'm here today. Master Sergeant Reed he's nominated Todd Klein for a Patriot Award. So I have brought it, and the Patriot Award says, the Office of Secretary of Defense Employer Support of the Guard and Reserve recognizes Todd Klein, Brunswick-Glynn County, or Glynn Joint Water and Sewer Commission, as a patriotic employer for contributing to national security and protecting liberty and freedom by supporting employee participation in America's National Guard and Reserve forces. So, I'll let you present it to him.
Wait a second.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm next, Dan, so go ahead. I just got a few things here.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Chairman and Commissioners. First, I'd like to thank Mr. Harden for making the trip down here to present the Patriot Award to Mr. Klein. It is greatly appreciated. More often than not, the supervisors and directors recognizing their staff, so it's nice that we get to change the norm today. I'd like to take a minute to introduce myself and then let everybody know what the 224th does as well. So again, my name is Dana Reed. I work in planning construction. I serve as the engineering data and information manager and have been with the JWSC for 19 years this August, basically right out of high school. For 11 of these years, Mr. Klein has been my director. Outside of the JWSC, I served in the United States Air Force at the 224th Joint Communications Support Squadron, where I've served for 13 years. I'm an E7 or Master Sergeant, and my occupation is cyber defense operations. So what does the 224th do? What is our mission? The 224th JCSS provides deployable tactical communications for Joint Task Force Headquarters and Joint Special Operations Task Force Headquarters. We operate in environments without a reliable terrestrial network. We operationally report to the Joint Communication Support Element of the Joint Enabling Capabilities Command, a direct reporting unit of U.S. Transportation Command. The 224th JCSS is often the first to deploy in order to establish communication networks and other C4. C4 is command, control, communications, and computers. C4 services to enhance command and control between units, services, or coalition forces. We can globally deploy within 72 hours of notification to provide scalable C4 support to Geographic Combatant Commands and U.S. Special Operations Command. Over the years, I've had the opportunity to participate in several missions and exercises. State Active Duty Cyber Defense Incident with GDOT, COVID Response Team, Hurricane Helene, Panamax consisted of 2,000 U.S. personnel and 450 partner nation participants from 17-plus nations. Air Mobility Guardian is Air Mobility Command's largest full-spectrum readiness exercise in a command's history in the Indo-Pacific. The exercise spanned 13 million square miles. I served on the executive communications team for the Joint Chiefs of Staff at the National Guard Bureau in Arlington, Virginia. I was deployed to Afghanistan. I was located at Firebase Gecko, also known as Firebase Mahalik. It was outside of Kandahar. This was actually Mullah Omar's living quarters. Mullah Omar was the first supreme leader of Afghanistan, and he founded the Taliban. In 2021, I was deployed again to the Middle East. This was during COVID, as well as the Afghanistan withdrawal. These represent 8 of the 44 times I've been placed on orders. I share this not to bring attention to myself, but to highlight that military service, particularly in the Guard and Reserve, is often far more demanding than a traditional 1 week in a month, 2 weeks a year. And that's where the support of employees and supervisors become incredibly important. Throughout the years, Mr. Klein has consistently supported my military service, whether it meant extended time away for training, short notice activations, or overseas deployments. He has always been understanding and supportive. He has never made me feel like my service was an inconvenience. In fact, he has always encouraged it. His support has allowed me to serve my country while continuing to grow professionally here at JWSC. That balance is not something every service member gets, and is something I am truly grateful for. Because of that support, I had the privilege of nominating him for the Patriot Award through the employer support of the Guard and Reserve program. Mr. Klein, thank you for your leadership, your flexibility, and your continued support of my military service. It truly means a great deal to me and my family, and it has made it possible for me to answer the call my nature needed me. And it is an honor to recognize you today.
Wow, it's a tough one to follow, guys. I'll try. Thank you, Mr. Harden. It's a pleasure meeting you, learning more about the ESGR and your mission, sir. And Master Sergeant Reed, or Dana, as we know you, thank you. I owe you for this one here. I am totally surprised and humbled by the recognition. I am for sure. I do understand the purpose of the Patriot Award is to recognize a specific individual, supervisor for their accommodation of a Guard and Reserve employee in fulfilling their service obligations. For that purpose, I humbly accept the award, I do. But all accommodation for Dana's service is only possible through support and understanding the executive leadership and our Board of Commissioners. They consistently put the staff first and understand the value of the employees and their commitments to the community, even beyond our day jobs. So I have the honor of leading Dana in the Planning and Construction Division. He's a valuable team member, key team member. He's been called for deployments before, and I can usually tell when he's got something coming up because I can see it on his face. When he's about to let me in on something, pending orders or another training opportunity, something like that. But honestly, what I think of first, he's more concerned about the absence than I am. First thing on my mind is, hey man, tell me what you're going to be doing. You know, where are you going to be? If he can. He never does, no top secret stuff. But anyway, you know, I'm just super interested and think it's the neatest thing in the world for what he does. I mean, your last one, you got dropped in the desert by helicopters, right? And you got to run around and go, I mean, how cool is that? Come on. Then, of course, after the excitement wears off, the reality of, oh boy, what are we going to do when he's gone? Because like I said, he's a key member. All of us truly miss him when he's gone. Admittedly, supporting Dana in his training and deployments is a little bit self-serving also. Each time he brings back growth in his skills and leadership that directly benefit the Joint Water and Sewer Commission and his staff. But it's up to us back home to keep our house in order while he's gone, so he has confidence. No one coming back, it's going to be how he left it or even better. And he can focus on his mission when he's abroad. Well, Dana, this recognition surely is timely. You've got another deployment coming up here we've learned about next month. Got his orders this morning, so now it's secure, we know. You know, last week I asked Dana for an update because we knew this was coming. He gave me a heads up and, you know, how he was with the situation. And his response was simple, I'm ready. And I mean, I think that kind of sums up Dana's attitude. So, Dana, thank you for initiating this recognition. It's truly humbling and appreciated. Thank you for your service to the country. Thank you for what you did for the Joint Water and Sewer Commission. And safe and successful deployment and return quickly. You're the only one in our office that has the admin password, so I need you back, man. So, and that's true. So anyway, but yeah,
we'll try not to break it while you're gone.
Please don't. Please don't. So,
Congratulations.
will you stand up?
I want everybody that works in planning and all to, in Todd's group, just stand up too.
Come on now.
Yeah, get them all up here. Come on.
Coming up, I have also brought something, Mr. Chairman, which is a statement of support. I hope you'll date that and sign it and put it in a noticeable place, and I'll leave that with you guys.
Okay, we'll take care of it.
Thank you for
Thank you
taking care
very
of it.
much.
Yes, sir.
Come and get a picture now.
Wide angle lens on that.
20 feet back.
That was a great presentation. We'll move to approval section. Item 1 is the minutes from the February 19th, 2026 meeting. Can I have a motion?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the minutes from our February 19th, 2026 meeting as presented.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor? Motion carries 7-0. Second item is executive session minutes from February 19th, 2026.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve commission minutes from the executive session for Thursday, February 19th.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor? Motion carries 7-0. Next item is property liability insurance renewal. Mr. McGinney.
Yes, sir. So I'll get us started. Mr. Fred McGinney with Oak Bridge Insurance is here to answer questions about the insurance packages we have presented for you today. Typically at the March meeting, we renew our liability and property and auto coverages. We did see an increase in the general liability and automotive liability packages. However, the property insurance went down substantially. So the total package today is a reduction of $119,165. Total premium for the suite of coverages presented is $605,221. Mr. McGinty provided some insight yesterday at the Finance Committee as to why some of these situations occurred. And I'm sure he'll be happy to share that information today should anyone like to go into that.
Any questions?
Mr. Chairman, I'll move that the Brunswick-Glynn Joint Water and Sewer Commission approve insurance renewal rates for each coverage category and insurer as listed in the attached 2025,
Can we update that?
2026, I'm sorry, property liability insurance premium summary.
I'll second.
Motion and second. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you, Fred.
Thank you, Mr.
Appreciate
McGinney. Next item is HIC Altama LLC Agreement Amendment Number 1, Mr. Burrows.
Yes, sir. As you may recall, last year in April, we entered into an agreement with HIC Altama for the purchase of 20 acres of property to construct a new wastewater treatment facility near Exit 42, and that included both on-site and off-site improvements to be installed by HIC Altama for future needs. The on-site upgrades were to be completed by no later than March 31st, 2026. HIC Altama will be receiving capital improvement fee credit for use on the development for the requested upgrades. The on-site improvements required included the installation of on-site gravity and a temporary pumping station, as well as a force main extension across Highway 99 and I-95 to manifold into an existing force main along Shell Road. The temporary pumping station is nearing completion, but construction has not begun on the force main improvements across I-95 yet. HIC Altama approached us about extending the contractual timeframe for completion of these on-site improvements to December 31st of 2026, and with work beginning no later than June 1st, 2026. Since these improvements are not going to negatively impact our sewer systems because they're being installed to facilitate the development of HIC Altama, we see no reason not to extend this. We do have Jeff Wiggins with Hoyer Investment here today, should there be any additional questions from the board about this. A suggested amendment, but staff does recommend we move forward with the amendment as presented.
Can I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that the Brunswick-Glynn Joint Water and Sewer Commission approve Amendment Number 1 to the HIC Altama LLC agreement to extend the time frame of completion for the on-site upgrades to December 31st, 2026.
Second.
Motion and second. Any questions?
I have a question. Have they actually started construction of any homes out there, or not yet? All right.
No homes, a lot of infrastructure in the ground, though.
It looks like a neighborhood if you ride out there.
Yeah.
There are no homes out
The
there.
infrastructure's getting there, though.
That's right. We're in the permitting process now.
Yeah, I drive by, but I don't drive in.
You're welcome to drive in.
Okay. It's a little busy in there, though.
It is.
Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor? Motion carries 7-0. Next item is surplus equipment, Mr. Burris.
Yes, sir. As discussed by Commissioner Cook at the Finance Committee yesterday, we recommended that we surplus a 1997 Caterpillar backhoe that was utilized at the wastewater treatment plant for many years. It is currently inoperable and would cost a small fortune to get back to a level of operations that is sufficient. Therefore, we recommend declaring this as surplus, and we will likely put this on Gov Deals for someone to take an opportunity if they like to have a project on their hand. But as questioned yesterday at the Finance Committee meeting, all these assets that we bring in here as surplus are listed on our fixed asset register and are required to be approved by the board so they can be removed from the accounting process.
In the insurance process.
And the insurance process. That, you probably need insurance to operate that.
Exactly. And I was just saying, that's.
Yeah,
I think so.
Then I have a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move the Brunswick-Glynn Joint Water and Sewer Commission approve the above listed items as surplus to be disposed of in a manner most beneficial to the JWSC.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 7-0. Thank you. Next item is Neptune 360 AMI Annual Software. Ms. Roberts.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Commissioners, good afternoon. You may recall in December of 2023, we wrapped up a system-wide meter changeout where we installed Neptune meters in an advanced metering infrastructure, or an AMI system. This was a network of smart meters that has a two-way communication between the meter and the utility. And in order to accomplish that communication, we need some software in between. So Neptune 360 is that particular software. We use that on a daily basis here, customer service, billing, meter reading, number of functions, as well as the key performance indicators on the dashboard itself. In other meetings, you've heard us talk about the concept of software as a service. Same thing with this software. It is on a subscription basis. The subscription period is April the 1st to May 31st, so it is time to renew. And in this particular case, the cost is based on the number of active endpoints that we have. You may have recognized that we are mentioning the name of Delta Municipal Supply. They're actually the regional Neptune distributor, and that's the party through whom we purchased the Neptune 360 software. So that's why they're named in this particular motion. This is a budgeted expenditure. It's split evenly between administrative services and the finance department. And this item was presented at yesterday's Finance Committee and moved forward to the full commission. So today, we're requesting the board's approval of the annual renewal of the Neptune 360 software in the amount of $70,298.52.
And I have a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move that the Brunswick-Glynn Joint Water and Sewer Commission authorize the payment for the annual subscription of the Neptune 360 software to Delta Municipal Supply in the amount of $70,298.52, please.
I'll
Second the
second.
motion.
Motion and second, any questions?
Yeah, one quick question. I was not able, unfortunately, to make the Finance Committee meeting yesterday. Just ballpark, I know this is number based on the number of endpoints.
Yes, sir.
Is the rate for each endpoint similar to last year? I'm just curious, kind of, obviously, it's going to increase because we're going to get more customers.
Slight increase, yes, sir. There's a 5% increase in the per unit cost, and the number actually went down this year. And you may say, well, how is that? We're installing new meters. You may remember there was one particular complex that was 161 meters that we've now master metered. So we've changed out the 161 for one. So that dropped it by 160 units.
Perfect.
But great question. Thank you, sir. And I did realize there was a little bit of conversation at yesterday's meeting, which I'm sorry I wasn't able to be here, by the way, about the AI assistant Enzo that the Neptune 360 software has now. I wanted to just give you a few samples of the questions that it can answer and let you know a little bit more about it. The types of questions that it answers are things like, how do I unlock a user if someone's tried to enter their password too many times? How do I do that? How do I look at a consumer's daily usage? How can I create a group for a reporting purpose? So it's more like an enhanced user manual than it is more of a business intelligence tool. But we're hoping that it's going to skew the way of the business intelligence tool, and we'll be able to select the data fields through which we want to do the reporting and then have a little bit more interactivity with the data itself rather than just the website. So I hope that helps to share a little bit more information from the conversation yesterday.
I have a question on
Yes, sir.
the Delta Municipal Supply.
Yes, sir.
I know that they were involved with the installation of the
Yes,
meters.
sir.
And
That's
I know I
correct.
had the opportunity to sit at a meeting when they
Sir.
were here, and I know you had a very good experience with them and good interaction. Do they continue to provide support to us, or is it done through the larger company?
This is absolutely through Delta still. If we have problems, if we have warranty issues, we go through Delta, and they've taken wonderful care of us. They continue to. It wasn't one of the things where we were in the honeymoon phase, and then once the honeymoon phase was over, they kind of left us in their. That's not the case at all. They have continued to be very responsive. We continue to work well with them. Now, we do have some direct communication with the Neptune folks when we have suggestions for enhancements, whether it's with the metering system itself or the software, whatever that may be. They've been very receptive to customer feedback as well. So great relationships.
And you were involved in a higher level than with Neptune itself.
Yes, sir, I
You've been
was.
involved in some of their activities.
I've been invited to give a presentation at their conference, and we also frequently receive invitations to what they call their VOCs, or Voice of the Customer sessions, which again is about providing the feedback to them, providing some suggestions of ways that we can enhance the software.
So you can share some of your frustrations of things you want to get.
And they're receptive to those, yes, sir, they really are.
That's good, yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, any time you deal with the database, you've got issues like that, so.
Certainly
and
understandable.
AI certainly is the future for that, that you could actually type a question and get an answer.
Most
Right
definitely.
in front, so.
Most definitely, thank you.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor? Motion carries 7-0. Thank you, Ms. Roberts.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Item is infrastructure dedications and conveyance of easements. Mr. Klein?
All right, Chairman, Commissioners, thank you, and good afternoon again. There are essentially two project items on here, but you'll see a couple, at least three different topics I'll talk on. And the first one is the receipt of an easement and assets, gravity sewer assets, from Georgia Power Company. And this is was discussed in detail in the Facilities Committee yesterday, so I'll be brief. But obtaining this private asset will help us complete the community road project and avoid some hurdles and some things we encounter there with construction easements, and actually make it a more efficient design in the end. So a lot of conversation Mr. Burrows had with Georgia Power leadership over there, and they were willing to deed this over to us. It's a private asset. It's 8-inch gravity sewer, a little short run of that, but that will be a receiving gravity for a pressure system that we're putting on the north side of community there to serve potentially 25 new commercial customers. So that is that, along with the associated easement that we would need to traverse across their two parcels. All right. Next is down on the south end of town, exit 29, our capital project at exit 29, treatment plant, water production facility. That's phase one. And this is simply us granting an easement to the Georgia Power Company to service our site with a transformer. That short little piece of easement right there will allow them to cross our parcel and set a transformer to serve our water production facility. And the third item there is just to the south side of the plant. Again, phase two of that exit 29 water improvement project is our elevated storage tank, which you may be able to see peeking above the trees if you've been up and down Highway 17. Certainly, I see it every morning. This is also for Georgia Power to come down and down the commission's parcel, flag lot style, would be an easement to, again, extend the distribution line and serve transformers of our elevated storage tank. So it's a little bit different. Normally, we're accepting easements. In these last two cases with Georgia Power, we're providing easements. Happy to answer any questions.
Are they both ground-mounted transformers or in then a pole?
Ground-mounted, they're buried. Thank you, Commissioner.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the Brunswick-Glynn Joint Water and Sewer Commission approve the request to accept infrastructure and easements and dedicate easements with associated documentation as applicable.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor? Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you.
Thanks, Todd. Executive Director's update.
Yes, sir. Next week, we'll be accepting proposals for our water production SCADA improvements and electrical improvements projects, a large project for us to get done. You may recall we did the entire lift station SCADA about 4 or 5 years ago, and has created tremendous flexibility. For that side, we're going to do the same thing on the water side for our well sites, elevated storage tanks, things of that nature, and those are accepted Tuesday, so we'll have that for you at the next meeting. And did present the proposed organizational budget for next year for your review and discussion yesterday, as well as the proposed capital projects plan. If you have any additional feedback, please let us know, because those will be presented for approval at the April meeting. So, other than that, that is all I have today.
Any commissioners have anything?
I do have one update. I've spoken with Mr. Burrows, and we now have enough utilities to be able to make a comparison of our salary structure with other comparable utilities. And my plan is to meet with Mr. Burrows and Ms. Roberts this week so that we can discuss the results and move forward and make a decision about whether it's going to affect our employees' salaries in any way. Too early to tell at this point until we digest the information and kind of make a decision around it. But it's something that I think very important, because as we go through the meetings every day, we realize how important our employees are to this organization. So I want to be sure we look out for them all the way. So that's my update on that.
Thank you.
I have one small update, Mr. Chair. I spent the last 4 or 5 days in Washington, D.C., had a chance to meet with all of our elected officials up there. One of the things that I'm super interested in and really worked hard on is that the House passed last week. They're working on some new infrastructure bill, including this Basics Act, which is going to be unique and will piggyback a little bit off the way we communities received ARPA funds. And so we're really pushing the federal government to recognize that it's much more efficient to give funding directly to municipalities versus having to funnel it through the states. And so in that Basics Act, we would be eligible to apply for funding and grant opportunities and receive them directly as an organization. So that'll be significant as we continue to look to improve our infrastructure and stuff like that. So it's going to the House or the Senate side. We'll see what happens over there. But we're halfway there, I will say.
Well, thank you for representing us up there. The chairman's update. Yesterday, with Andrew at our facilities meeting, I didn't mention this, but he gave us a presentation on the SCADA that they have at the wastewater plant, the Academy Creek plant. And we spent a lot of money on that plant. But that's like a huge industry for the city of Brunswick. I mean, it treats a lot of wastewater. Mm-hmm. And people drive by it and they don't realize everything that goes on at that plant. I mean, there's so many things. We have biological processing going on, chemical processing going on, physical processes going on, and they got to merge all of those and keep everything in balance to meet permits. So it's just an amazing process. I hope everybody will understand that we as a utility have probably the biggest industry, or one of the biggest industries in this community. And we need to be proud of that, and definitely proud of the employees that keep it working right. We do have in May, you need to put on your calendar, there's a Georgia Rural Water Conference over at Jekyll. It's the closest way for you to come and learn about different equipment and everything. And we'll have a good turnout of all of our employees at that, I'm sure. And let me say this, and one other thing about our employees. They'll be sitting in on the talks. A lot of communities, their employees are sitting out in the trucks, or they're playing golf, and they show up just at the end of the session so they can get their points signed. I always stay there, and it's nice to see them learning something. Do we need to have executive session?
Yes, sir, for property purposes.
Can I have a motion to go in executive session?
Mr. Chairman, can I make a motion that we adjourn for executive session?
Second.
All in favor? All right. We'll adjourn.
We are adjourned.
For reason of property? Reason of
Property.
Yeah.
come out of executive session.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor? We're out of executive session. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Meeting's adjourned. Thank you.